But look, this is the path, and then it moves into this. What do we think about the matchup with Miami?
I mean, I think they're a better team than Miami. I think Miami should have real trouble scoring in the half court. Like I go back to that last game they played a couple weeks ago. In the fourth quarter, like there were a couple of Jimmy bullshit buckets and a couple of banked threes, and outside of that, they weren't getting any good offense against the Sixers. I think the Sixers should be able to shut them down. It's just Miami's going to play physicality. They're going to try to win the possession game, and if either team has a off-script night shooting the ball, really, there's not much that concerns. I'm not going to say not much because they're a good team with a hell of a coach, and it's the one series where Sixers won't have the obvious coaching advantage. But the concern with the play-in is, 30% about Miami and about how they always punch above their weight in the playoffs, and 70% about like weird shit can happen in one game. Yeah.
It's tough because we're looking at past history, right? And Miami this year, the Sixers have been way better than them.
The Sixers should be the very strong favorite in that game.
Totally.
It's one game.
Totally.
One game.
At home. They just beat them last week. And it's like you said, they beat them last week in a game that was complete Miami bullshit. They were making bank threes. They were going on these runs. Frankly, I thought Embiid's conditioning still kind of sucked in that game. That was only his second game back. Like, he was giving up a lot of transition buckets, the Sixers were, just because, like, he wasn't quite there with his win, which is fine. I just want
to point something out here. I went to grab a drink, and producer Bree got the solo cam on you in like a split second. She is a fucking superstar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I would agree with that. But
it was just because like she then got it back like right after I put it down. Like she was on point, man.
But I have been watching Miami a lot, and I know they have this past history that you just have to respect them for.
Yes.
They're not that good.
No, they're not.
They're not that good. I watch them this week.
Then again, every year when they make a run to the finals, we say they're not that good coming into playoffs. So that's why there's like that 15% doubt that just creeps back in your head.
And it's funny because if they weren't playing the Sixers and I was a little bit more of kind of just like a neutral party, I wasn't like interested in this, like supremely focused on this one series, I would say at some point, Miami playing this game, being in the play-in every year, Jimmy Butler, like not being that good of a regular season player, kind of taking
not
a lot,
caring that much in the regular season.
Yeah, he just like taking nights off. Like that's going to bite them at some point. And I think the hope is that it's this year that it bites them, where they lose to the Sixers, and then good luck. You play Boston in the second round or in the first round after you win the other playing game. But I agree with you. Like they have trouble scoring, and frankly, I think one of my big takeaways from that game last week, like Terry Rozier is very important for them. He is getting a lot of their shots late in the game.
And he'll be really important defensively, too. They're going to have a Miami size or a Tyrese Maxey size problem, too.
Yeah, no, they are. So, but honestly, I've watched them this week. I watched them it was at Atlanta and then home against Dallas the next night, which was the Dallas game allowed the Sixers to at least get this home playoff game. Winning 8 games in a row can only get you, can't get you out of the play-in, but it can get you one home game at least. I just wasn't impressed. Like it was just
they're not a very impressive
teeth watching them score. And I know they're gonna do like goofy zones, and I'm sure Spo has been in the playoffs really good at kind of denying Joe and like forcing him off his spot. Bam does a really good job of that. We'll see. I think the way Joel operates, and frankly, having a superstar like Tyrese Maxey, who is more unpredictable than James Harden, way more unpredictable than Ben Simmons. Maybe he wasn't more predictable than Ben Simmons. Honestly.
No, Ben Simmons was pretty predictable. You knew when he was going to turtle up and go away.
Sure. But look, I think the Sixers should be favorites, but it's mostly what you said. It's just we can admit that the Sixers are a better team. It's not about being scared of Miami. It's just this is one game, right? Like I'd be more confident if the Sixers were playing Miami in a series with them starting at home. But that's not what this is.
Basketball is not all that predictable, not in a 1-game sample. It would be the same thing in baseball. And baseball, even in a 7-game series, I panic because there's just 7 games isn't long enough to determine the best team. Well, in basketball, one team or 1 game, the better team might win 65% of the time, but that's still basically a 1 in 3 chance of shit just going sideways. It is, and like I said, it's in part because of the stakes. It's not a winner go home situation, so there's a little bit of cushion, but it's a winner, oh shit, you have to play the Celtics situation, and that is not good either.
It's just a bummer too, because look, this is doable. Beating Miami is doable. I don't want to be too doom and gloom here, because I definitely think there is a path here for the Sixers, and if Joel is even 80-90%, like they can make some noise here. They have been the second best team in the East. I just wanted to see them rewarded for going 8-0 down the stretch. And to me, a reward would have been not making or avoiding the play-in, basically. So, oh well.
We all silly like the mayor.